I'm officially 3 weeks out from H-9 Dragon, and I am super excited, super nervous, but this is literally the peak of the peak. So I'm a little behind. It's almost 7:30, and I wanted to be on the treadmill around 6:45, 7. So, so life has it. But wanted to kind of go over like what today's long run is. So I will be out there on the hefty old treadmill. Got everything set up. Took my water out there. Took all of my snacks. I just had some more applesauce as a little pre-workout. And gonna go over what trainings look like. I have everything on my phone, so it's roughly 15 to 20 minute increments. As always, it's just to change it up on the treadmill and to get my vert in, and that is why I am on the treadmill, to get vert in. So intervals on the treadmill roughly range from 15 to 20 minutes, I would say. And then it goes anywhere from -3 to 15%. That is the bandwidth of my treadmill. So typically it's just varying, like flat, decrease, increase, flat, increase. Okay, so let's kind of go over. I'm going to start out 1% for 15 minutes. I'm not going to go over time and everything. So again, roughly anywhere between 15 to 20 minute intervals. So 1%, 12%, -3%, 15%, 2%, 13%, -3%, 15%, 9%, 2%, 14%, -3%, 10%, 15%, 2%, 11%, -3%, 15%, and then end with 5 minutes at 0%, just to shake out the legs. So through this workout, everything is a rate of perceived effort between 2 to actually 5. So race is coming up, and I'm trying to push a little bit on the power hikes. And I've kind of voiced this to my coach, and I think I talked about this in the last episode, that I just want to get a little stronger on my power hikes. I do feel like I'm really, really strong. I'm really intentional with my power hikes, but I do feel like I could get a little better. So all of my power hikes in here are anywhere between 3 to 5 rate of perceived effort. So what does that mean? 2 to 3 rate of perceived effort is your nice and easy all day effort. Something you should be able to do running, power hiking, no problem, can hold a conversation, no like heavy breathing, anything like that. The 4 to 5% rate of perceived effort is when you get to sentences are a little more choppier in a sense. Like you should be able to complete 1-ish, 2 sentences and then have to take like a hardcore breath. So it's a bit of a push. It's something that you should be able to hold again for hours, but not an all day, everyday type pace. So really looking forward to getting out there and, getting on that treadmill and doing some running and power hiking and getting ready for the race. It is super, super close. I believe, actually, let me look this up right now because my weeks are all messed up. Yes, I'm officially 3 weeks out from H-9 Dragon, and I am super excited, super nervous, but this is literally the peak of the peak. So this is the day to go out and hit all training, and not all, you know what I mean? We've been training up for this, but super excited to get this last like big event in and get back to doing all work all day today. So let's go see how this goes. always have people ask me how I could be on a treadmill for so long, and that's how I watch YouTube or TV shows, typically always YouTube, and I put my like splits in front or below it, and then I just like scroll up each time I surpass that section, and it's like little check marks, and I can see the list get shorter and shorter. So I'm currently a little over an hour in, and I'm getting in some power hiking. This is a little harder rate of perceived effort, right around 4 to 5. I just did 15% and now I'm at 13%, so kind of spent, but all is well. It's what this power hiking long run is for. I'm pushing myself in that aspect, so I'm excited to keep going in this. So I figured for some of this video, I would share what I consume during my long runs. And one thing I'll say is I'm always asked, and there's never the same answer to whoever I am talking to on like what's the best thing to eat for said person, because it's different. But I will tell you, I'm pretty confident and excited for my nutrition. It's pretty dialed in. I do consume two scoops of Tailwind about every hour to an hour and a half, give or take, while also consuming water, plain water. So one of each. And then I would take between 1 hour, roughly a gel, some fruit snacks, and either applesauce or another gel or blocks. But I vary between typically like 3 things. Again, one being a gel, one being fruit snacks because I'm like a child, and the other one being probably applesauce. And once one of them gets tired, I kind of like switch it out and then go back. If gels are rocking, I'll do gels all the time, but occasionally they get kind of nasty. And then I do rely on like aid stations, getting little fruit, sometimes potato chips or pretzels or any of that while I'm at the house. Obviously I can get anything from inside, and honestly sometimes it's like a Gatorade, sometimes it's like a Coke, and yeah, it's pretty much it. It's pretty basic. I don't have some fancy elaborate, I do A, B, and C. I do consume pretty much every gel. Currently right here I have the regular Cis, Science and Sport. I have the Beta Fuse Cis. I have Precision Morton. I said applesauce, fruit snacks, and I think there's a goo down there. Oh, and Never Second's down there too. So every 20 to 35 minutes I will consume something, and I sip on my water and my Tailwind pretty much throughout. Nothing super crazy. It's simple. Some people may think that's complex, but it is simple for me, and it works. I enjoy it, and thinking that's pretty much it. I do consume salt tabs every once in a while. It's hot here. I'm a sweater. I don't know if it looks like it right now, but I'm dripping sweat. I am in my garage, and it is Florida, so it's hot. And yes, my door is open, but that shit don't work well. And I have a fan. I should probably turn that on here soon. But 1 hour down, and I got 3 hours to go. So I'm gonna be on here for a while, watching some YouTube, getting caught up on my YouTube, and officially 2 hours in. I think I'm on my 4th YouTube video, and the list is getting shorter, so check that out. This is definitely getting shorter. Only like 10 more different inclines, and I'm about to take a gel. So this Tutti Frutti is gonna have a Tutti Frutti Cis gel. Let's go. And you may ask, what kind of videos I watch, running videos. And I have a weird obsession with office stuff and notebooks and pens, so occasionally I'll throw those in too, but mostly running things. Like right now, shout out to Drew B. Derby, and Matt Johnson. I'm watching their video of Matt going across Texas. It's pretty badass. Just took a second to fill up my bottles, and someone is not happy I'm not done yet. He's patiently waiting, very patiently waiting for me. Baby. I'm almost done. Well, like an hour and a half, almost done. Another check-in, 3 hours in, and 1 hour to go. So another power hiking segment. I am 10% at a easy-ish effort, 3 rated perceived effort. Wasn't sure, had to double check. And feeling good. My stomach was a little upset. I'd say like an hour and a half in, kind of abnormal, but I kind of think it was from last night's dinner, so that's on me. But still feeling really good. You know, just tired, and this shit is boring, but 1 hour left. Anyone can do an hour, so let's finish this shit up and get done, because I got a lot of things to do today. So if you ever just been like going on your long run, maybe on treadmill, maybe you're lucky and you're outside in the beautiful nature, but you just get a whiff of your BO, and you're like, damn, I fucking stink. It's never happened to me, but my friend has told me that, so hopefully it doesn't happen for you. Well, everyone, that's a wrap. I'm tired. Expected. But 17 miles, 7,000 feet of vert, and I believe, what was it? Just 640 feet of descent. So descent on a treadmill, does it really count? I count it, so I'm super pleased with this effort. A little tired today, but nothing out of the norm, feeling good. Stomach was a little upset, but manageable. So consumed everything I wanted to, and I will do maybe another video with like a little breakdown of everything. I know I explained it earlier, but maybe actually show you what I did, put up some data. Who knows, we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. Let's go with that. All right, so long run is complete, and honestly, it is almost 10 o'clock at night because I came in and got really busy, completely forgot that I needed to make this video afterwards to tell you about what I consumed and kind of how the run went. So long run was 4 hours on the treadmill. I got 17 miles in, and I got over 7,000 feet of vert. So super pumped about that. And I also got 640 feet of descent. So again, super pumped about the actual run. Felt pretty decent. I did experience like a little stomach discomfort kind of early-ish, but just kind of dealt with it and kept going. So do I really know what was wrong? Maybe it could have been the food I consumed last night before the run, or maybe it was just like, you know, a little, I don't know, the stomach wasn't feeling it. Sadly, I don't know. And it wasn't horrible, honestly. It's not anything that I'm concerned about. My stomach does have times where it gets like this, so it just is what it is. But just to kind of go over like what I had pre-run and during the run. So my pre-run nutrition for this run was a bagel, G1M Sport Plus, and an applesauce. The reason I do the G1M Sport Plus, if you don't know, it's got caffeine, it's got sodium, it's got carbohydrates, and it's got neurotropics, and it's a good focuser. I do enjoy it. I bought it, so I'm going to use it. That was roughly 56 grams of carbs and 360 milligrams of sodium. Mind you, before my run, I'm sipping on water that has electrolytes in it, so sodium is where I want it to be, and honestly, I drink a lot of sodium and or water anyway, so hydration is key. Make sure you're hydrated. And then during the run, so I try to consume something roughly every 20 to 35 minutes, depending. My stomach got a little wonky, so I did hold out for about 40 minutes on taking a gel, but I continuously drank Tailwind the whole time. So Tailwind is my choice of liquid calories. I love them. Yes, I am an ambassador for Tailwind, and I think it's a great product. I wouldn't use it if I didn't love it, and honestly I do. It's the nutrition I use during all of my long runs. It's my liquid calories. I absolutely love it. And they have this new flavor. I just finally tried it tonight. It is banging. It is blueberry lemonade, I believe it was. It was so good. So I had, I think, 6 scoops in total. I do 2 scoops per bottle, so 6 scoops of Tailwind throughout this whole run, 4 hours. And everyone always asks me, do you drink 2 scoops of Tailwind in 1 bottle per hour? Honestly, not usually. Usually it's like an hour and a half that I'll drink 1 Tailwind, because I'm sipping water and my bottle with Tailwind. So it's roughly, I would say, in about an hour and a half that I consume 1 bottle of Tailwind, because usually roughly in about 2.5, 3 hours I consume 2 bottles of whatever hydration I'm consuming, whether that be the Tailwind or the plain water. So that's kind of how I base that. Mid-run, when my stomach did get upset, I did drink a mini Coke. I do carry these in my fridge because honestly, during a run and after a run, your girl loves some Coca-Cola, so I do have them in there. And maybe it's like a trick that my mom played on me when I was a kid, and she told me, drink a Coke, it'll make your belly feel better. But I swear it works half the time. And it did settle my stomach a little bit, but not anything super crazy. It was still kind of like upset, and just didn't feel like consuming all of the gels and sugar that I was consuming. But it worked, and it worked well. So outside of all of that liquid calories, I had a Never Second gel, 2 Cis gels, I had fruit snacks, and I had a precision gel. As I mentioned earlier, I love all of the gels. I don't really have like one gel I particularly like and don't like. Everything seems to sit pretty well with my stomach. I know like today I mentioned my stomach wasn't well, but it's not because of a gel, and I didn't like have to go number 2. I mean, we all know we get the shit sometimes, and it didn't happen. My belly just didn't feel good, which is why I think it was the food I ate last night, but I digress. So in total, I did all of the math, did all the calculations. I consumed 299 grams for the full run. So you divide that by 4, I consumed roughly 74.75 grams of carbs per hour. And then sodium, I forgot to mention, I also did take in some salt tabs, and I didn't even add it in my calculation. Shame on me, but maybe an extra 300 milligrams of sodium in this count. It's not added in here, so we'll kind of forget about that. But I did consume some of that because, yeah, it was hot and I was sweating and nasty. Anywho, total sodium count was 2164 for the full 4 hours divided by 4, and I was 541 milligrams per hour. Again, probably on the lower side, but if you add in a couple hundred, I'm probably right where I want to be, right around 650. And then for hydration, so I actually consumed 3 bottles of Tailwind, 1 bottle of regular water. I had to think about that. 3 bottles of Tailwind, 1 bottle of regular water, and then probably 150 to 200 grams of just plain water again, not a full bottle. So total water count was 2350 divided by 4, and that was 587.5 milliliters of water. So honestly, I'm super happy with it. Sodium, again, I'm probably right where I need to be. Sodium and hydration. Sometimes I think I'm under hydrating or under sodium intake, but I'm not like a super sweaty person. And honestly, like I feel good, and I've never felt like super bloated with water or like had the issue when you take in too much sodium. So I'm gonna say like I'm good. Nutrition felt really good outside of the little stomach issue, and the run went really well. No problems, no 911s, no throwing up, and I was on the treadmill in the hot box in my garage just grinding. So super happy with these results, and honestly that's probably like the bulk of this week's training. This week was pretty chill. I did some runs on the treadmill pretty much all week, and then I will hopefully get out to Celery on Sunday. Tomorrow is just a nice and easy recovery run, and Sunday I have an hour and a half on hilly terrain. yesterday I was supposed to get out on hilly terrain, but I honestly slept in. My body's just not really cooperating, I would say. So I slept in till like 9:30, which is super late for me. And then got up and was like, well, it's kind of late. I don't want to go run Celery in the middle of the day because it's just slammed busy and it's super hot. So I ran on the treadmill yesterday afternoon, and I did like a hilly treadmill run where I would run, I think I warmed up, and then I would do like anywhere from 8 to 15% incline, and then I would do a decline, decline, and it would rotate between 15 minutes to 10 minutes. Loved the workout, thought it was super, super great. So I might do that on Sunday because I had so much fun, but at the same time, like, I want to get out on the actual train, so I will probably go to Celery and just kind of do some hill repeats. So maybe I'll get some content and share that, but truly, I always appreciate each and every one of you watching these videos. It is new to me, as everyone knows, and not the best edited and made up and all that good stuff, but this is me doing this shit all by myself, and with the support of my lovely fiance Kristen, who is always encouraging me and telling me she'll like come record me and stuff. But I don't think we want any of that. It would be funny content, but just out here doing the best I can, and super excited for H-9. So this week I'm officially 3 weeks out, and next week could be pretty spicy as well. But then after that, it's a taper into the race. I might not do a full-blown taper. That is something I still need to talk to my coach about, but I think I probably should taper into it. Just life has been kind of stressful, been crazy, and I'd rather go a little rested into this rather than go a little too hot into it. So I can go out and just see what this Florida girl can do on some vert out in Georgia. So I'm super excited, and I know a ton of Florida people that are going to be out there. So if you're going to be at H-9 Dragon and you even know about this race, come up to me, say hi, let's take a picture, let's record some video, because you bet I'm going to do my best to record as much as I can on this race and just document my first actual race of YouTube and share my whole journey of this crazy race, which I think is going to be fucking epic because your girl has never done mountains before. So I'm super excited for that. But stay tuned. Again, thank you so much for all the love and support. I appreciate each and every one of you. Do not forget to like and subscribe and share the videos with your friends. Be like, look at what this crazy girl is doing. Like, that's me. I'm that crazy girl. All right. I'll see you maybe a little later or in the next one. So it is Saturday night, let me see, almost 10 o'clock at night, and I just finished my workout for the day, and I'm gonna go do a quick strength training workout. So not ideal. I'm gonna wake up early tomorrow too and go run Celery, but I had a lot of work to do. I've been super behind because I was out at Badwater. So today I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do what I can in the morning, hang out with Kristen when she wakes up, and then I got everything I wanted done, and that's because I just sat down and made myself sit and work. I caught up on catching up with clients, getting programming done, getting a few personal things done, working for the Everyday Ultra and getting a few things done for that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work until literally I get 90 to 95% of my work done, and then I'll go train, even if that's at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. Luckily for me, I got it all knocked out around 9. Took the dogs out, did what I could, and then hopped on the treadmill. Supposed to do an hour of recovery run, and I decided, don't kill me, Joe Corcione, to do an hour of power hiking because I do want to become more efficient at power hiking, and I obviously can't go hike somewhere, so it's super late. I was like, you know what, let's just hop on the treadmill, put that bad boy at 8% and hiked at a 4 mile per hour, which is a 15 minute per mile pace. And I got 2,000 feet of vert. So I'm super excited. I, at first was going, I'm like, thinking about where this could be. That'd be awesome if I could get 2,000 feet of vert in 4 miles. And that's exactly what I did. So I don't know how I mathed that right then and there, but it worked. And I'm super proud of the effort. I'm gonna go hit a quick upper body workout now and then take a shower. Well, I'm gonna eat, take a shower, probably read for a little bit, and then head to bed and get after it tomorrow. I have a hour and a half-ish run at Celery. I'm gonna go do some hill repeats and take the poles. I think I'm gonna take the poles and do a little pull work because I'm pretty sure I can use them at H-9. I should probably look into that, but I'm pretty sure. Just finished my hour-and-a-half run at Celery. I did just about over 5 miles and 1,500 feet of vert. Went really, really well. Honestly, I'm super tired, probably because of the lack of sleep, which makes sense. And honestly, my stomach still doesn't really feel right since the other day. It's just been rolling. So dealing with that, but did a lot of climbing and descending with the poles, and then just did some power hiking again. I was running for a little while. My stomach just got a tad bit too upset. Didn't feel like, dealing with that. So I just power hiked it out, and I'm completely fine with that. Felt really, really good. And I wanted to share something that I'm actually listening to, and I thought was really good and interesting details. I am not saying I fact-checked any of this. It's in a book called The Art of Resilience that I'm listening to while I run, and it is a lot about this man Ross, who did swim this amazing world record, and forgive me, I cannot remember exactly what that is, but in it he talks about his journey. It's super, super cool. I've been listening to this for a hot minute, and I just really, really need to finish it. So in listening to it today, it talks about a time that during his adventure of swimming, he swam for like 48 hours, all through the night. This isn't something he usually did. He would usually swim for X amount of time, then sleep, and depending on the tides and all that good stuff. So in part of this book, he talks about one time through training where he swam like 48 hours nonstop, and he did it in a pool, supervised, I believe, with Navy SEAL friends that he had. And the reason he did that is because they're known for going multiple days and or night without sleep, and like what it does to the body and all this. So he does some fact checking. Again, I did not actually check this out. I just listened to it. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. And I think it's interesting for us ultra runners when we run, over 24 hours, as I've done across Florida 200, and I ran it in 69 hours. I did struggle with sleep deprivation and like what that did to me, but I never hallucinated. And he talks about hallucinating and like why some people are known and or thought to hallucinate or deal with deep issues, in the sense of like, he talks about in the book where there's been such bad sleep deprivation where like people hear things that aren't really real. So instead of like seeing hallucination, it's like audible hallucination, which is insane. But that's where they go back in ancient times, and he talks about where they used to have that for like schizophrenics and stuff like that. So crazy. But he talks about it a lot and like kind of shares how it is like known and or thought to be known that people that are mentally very strong do not hallucinate that much, and or do not hallucinate, period, which I find very interesting. I'm not saying I'm mentally strong. I've always kind of thought I was, and then I had a really rough time, if you don't know, during a Crossword 200 that I struggled with kind of hardcore. Mind you, I kept going, so it wasn't anything like that. But he talks about how in some studies that he found, there are incidents where like mentally strong people did not hallucinate and or did better with sleep deprivation. So I found that super interesting. And another little topic that he talks about is the importance of protein. And I know these are completely opposite topics, and it's just like the way the kind of book went and what I actually listened to today. And I've literally just had this conversation with like-minded people around me, coaches, friends, and this is a couple of weeks, maybe a month ago, we were on a call and talking about someone didn't realize like the importance of protein. And I don't know if it's just because like I come from a background of strength training and like knowing I need protein to rebuild and recover my muscles is so important, that when they were talking about this, like I had no idea some people don't understand or know the importance of protein in your diet. So this isn't meaning like you're going to run a 20-mile run and you need to be consuming protein throughout this 20-mile run. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like everyday nutrition, how important protein is. So he talks about it in there, and I think it's very, very informative. He gives some scientific data, and he just says like, research has shown that you can go far, but he's doing something where he's swimming literally every day for over 140 some days, and he is consuming 10,000 calories a day, and what most of that includes is carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, and everything is being nutrient and vitamin efficient. It needs to be good fuel. So I won't get all into it, but he just stresses the importance of protein and how important it is to recover and bring back your muscles. So great topics, really good book. I really need to finish it. I've been slacking hardcore on reading in general. So call me out on my bullshit and ask me what books I'm reading, because I'm slacking. But all around, a really, really, really good week of training. I am super excited to see how much vert I got this week, and I feel like I did real well. So I'm super excited. Stay tuned and look and keep an eye out for how much vert I got in my weekly training journal that I post on my Substack. So go find that. I will have the links in the descriptions, and don't forget to like and subscribe. The race is freaking 3 weeks out. Can you believe it? I cannot. It's gonna be here before you know it, and I am super, super excited. So thank you so much for listening and watching all of my craziness. I will see you in the next one.